Did you know that William H Macy wasn't the first choice to play feckless Frank Gallagher? And why did Emmy Rossum nearly walk off the show? How shameless were the cast when it came to pranking each other on set? And what's the shared connection between Shameless and Quentin Tarantino's sets? Hi, I'm Peter, and you're watching OSSA, and be aware, there'll be spoilers in this video, so you can't say I didn't warn you. William H Macy's innovative parenting. It may seem hard to believe, but when it comes to real-life parenting, it seems like Macy really does have something in common with his on-screen character's alter ego, Frank. When his two daughters were 16 and 17, Macy gave an interview to US Magazine where he said that he wants them to have a lot of sex in their lives. According to William, it was pretty common for his daughters to have 2 or 3 or 6 or 8 male friends in the house at a time, just walking around everywhere, having fun, sleeping in his daughter's bedroom. Wait, what? Give me a second to process this here. So, it's pretty bizarre to wake up in the morning and there's some boy walking out of your daughter's room, Macy told US Magazine. They all sleep together. I don't think they have sex. Well, I know they don't. Right, sure. No worries there, Mr. Macy. They're probably just playing Monopoly or doing their homework or, just watching Netflix and chilling. Being serious though, the progressive point that Macy wanted to make is that he didn't want to be seen as some kind of ogre, this stereotypical dad with a shotgun who threatens all the guys his daughters hang around with, someone who digs a moat around his house and fills it with alligators. Here's how William himself explains it. And then I thought, okay, what do you really want for your daughters? And I realized I want them to be happy and lusty and safe. I want them to have a lot of sex in their lifetime. Good, healthy, wonderful sex with no guilt. That's what I really want. What do you guys think? Praiseworthy or pure foolishness? Would you be able to treat your own kids the same way that William H Macy does? Let us know in the comments. Trans representation. Remember the scene in season 7, episode 4, where Ian discovers that Trevor is transgender? Well, it may surprise some fans to know that actor Elliot Fletcher identifies as trans in real life too, and he has a pretty dramatic story. Here's what Fletcher told the New York Times. Since I can remember, I've been a boy. I never once thought of myself as a girl. But when puberty and middle school came, I had to come to terms with the fact that others viewed me as a female. For years, Elliot didn't want anyone to know the truth about his gender identity. But sometime later, he realized that there was no need to hide, and he could accept who he truly was. After years of struggle, Fletcher was able to overcome his fears, and now he's finally happy to tell people about his true identity. As a successful musician and actor, Elliot acknowledges that he has a visible role as a trans advocate. But, much like anyone, there are still some questions that make him feel so uncomfortable. Yep, Elliot hates it when scriptwriters and showrunners put the burden on him to use his real-life experience to pass the buck and essentially inform his character's backstory. That's extremely inappropriate, Fletcher has said. You're a writer, so you can write it yourself. Sounds fair enough to me. Elliot's there to act. Writers gotta write. Everybody should just get on with their job, right? Shameless minus Macy? Many Shameless fans, Shameless fans of the show Shameless, couldn't picture the US show without William H Macy as the disheveled ne'er-do-well Frank Gallagher. But the thing is, the show we very nearly ended up with could have been very different. Macy wasn't even the first choice of actor for the character. We very nearly ended up with another actor as familiar with bars as Frank, though usually from the other side of the counter. Any ideas who it could be? Wouldn't you like to know? Wouldn't you like to go where everybody knows your name? That's right, Woody Harrelson was the only one who signed up to star in the show. Can you imagine? Macy had his own tongue-in-cheek anecdotes about how he stole the part from Woody. I ran into Woody recently, actually. He said, "What you doing at the moment?" And I said, "Shameless." And he said, "I watched the British version. I just thought it was really good. I didn't think I could do it any better than that." There was a little bit of a pause, and I just said, "I can." Seriously though, what's the real reason Woody Harrelson passed up the leading role in the US version of Shameless? It might surprise you as well, but it was due to Zombieland. The filming process of Shameless's pilot kept getting pushed back over and over, and eventually Woody just got tired of waiting and decided to call it quits. And honestly, we can't tell which decision would have worked out better for Woody Harrelson's career, because after Zombieland's success and capitalizing on his role in No Country for Old Men, Woody started appearing in bigger and bigger movies like The Hunger Games, War of the Planet of the Apes, and then went on to star alongside Matthew McConaughey in that masterly first season of the magnificent TV series True Detective. Anyway, we're delighted with Macy's performance, and now it's completely impossible to imagine anyone else as Frank but him. So, cheers, Woody, for landing us with the Frank we know and love. But William H Macy wasn't the only actor who didn't get cast in Shameless until later on. Any guesses who I'm talking about? Emmy Rossum might not have been in Shameless either. Yes, much like Macy, Emmy Rossum also wasn't the first choice for her role on the show. Rossum even had to strong-arm the showrunners into giving her a chance. Here's what Emmy told Showtime. I really had to fight for this job. I was told initially that they didn't think that I was right for it. Everyone else had been cast for it already. Fiona was the last one to be cast, so that was kind of a do-or-die situation. Sounds tense. Similar to our on-screen character, Emmy Rossum had to fight hard for what she wanted. She shared in a Reddit Ask Me Anything that when she was very young, she received a very valuable piece of information from a famous film editor who lived across the hall from her. It's not always the most talented people who make it, but the ones who keep standing up after taking all the punches. This line changed Emmy Rossum's life, as can be seen in this next great example of Emmy standing up for herself and her interests after season 7. It was at this time that Rossum gave the showrunners an ultimatum. Either she got paid equally to William H Macy, or she'd quit the show. A pretty risky negotiating tactic, but I can't say it wasn't effective, because starting from season 8, Emmy's salary increased to $350,000 per episode, just like Macy's. Rossum told The Hollywood Reporter about how much her co-star supported her in this situation. I'll tell you, the person who supported me the most was William H Macy. To have the main counterpart on my show be like, yes, she deserves this, and more, was so validating. And after it became public, it was a quick resolution. Before we get to some of the most unexpected and hilarious behind-the-scenes details, let's mention a small one that without a doubt is still very interesting. And I'm pretty sure you guys won't have noticed it. That famous pool. It's getting to be a regular feature where we ask ourselves, crazy or lazy? It seems like almost every successful TV show has a moment like this. Remember that scene where Steve and Fiona are having some fun in the swimming pool? If you think you're experiencing a spot of deja vu, then you're not wrong, because that particular indoor pool is an extremely popular movie location. I'll give you an example. Ever watched Cruel Intentions? Yes, Reese Witherspoon and Ryan Phillippe swam in the very same pool. It's located in the gym of the Millennium Biltmore Hotel in Los Angeles, and because of its Roman-style design, it draws the attention of many Hollywood cinematographers. Since being built in 1926, it's gone on to appear in multiple movies like Chinatown and Bugsy, as well as genre-defining TV shows like Mad Men and The West Wing. And now that list has grown to include Shameless. That moment when you realize the swimming pool is more famous than you'll ever be. Strong on-set discipline. Okay, so here's the thing. Have you ever found yourself thinking about how brilliant the actors' performances are on Shameless? Well, we on OSSA certainly have. And while searching for material for this video, we found something really unexpected regarding the strict discipline on set that goes above and beyond what you'd usually expect. First of all, there are no cell phones allowed on set, the same rule as on every one of Quentin Tarantino's sets. And second of all, no scripts are allowed. Yes! According to Emmy Rossum, the whole filming process reminds her of rehearsals for theatrical plays where every actor should come knowing all of their lines ahead of time. Unlike their characters, the cast is expected to be as professional as possible. And that's probably why the acting level is so extraordinarily high on Shameless. And maybe, just maybe, that's why the cast had to let off steam somehow, with several funny and occasionally slightly evil pranks being played on set. Because the actors also have to play around sometimes, right? And I'm sure you're dying to find out how. On-set pranks. This first prank is more about toilet humor, quite literally. The thing is, someone from the cast decided to prank Emmy Rossum by leaving a public restroom sign on her trailer, which caused some slight inconveniences in the public conveniences, you could say. All the members of the cast and crew ended up using Emmy Rossum's trailer as a public toilet for the entire day. Luckily, she had enough of a sense of humor to get the joke and was able to laugh the incident off. Or maybe that was all an amazing act, and this was the moment when she started planning her revenge. According to an interview with Vulture, Emmy concocted a massive, crazy prank on Justin Chatwin sometime later. Here's how Rossum describes it. I called around, and I got the scriptwriters to write bogus pages and release them to the entire crew, where Justin's character would come out as gay to his dad. The whole scene was put on the schedule as if we were really going to shoot this, and Justin didn't know it was a joke. And everyone on set played along till the very last minute. I mean, the whole cast waited 12 hours before revealing that it was nothing more than a prank. Can you imagine the stress Justin Chatwin must have been under about this sudden, last-minute change in direction for his character? How should I play this scene? How should I deliver this line? How can I do this convincingly? How much do I have to memorize? What should I do? And everyone, the director, the producers, the actors, I mean it when I say everyone stayed super focused until the fake scene was about to be filmed. I can't imagine how Justin Chatwin must have reacted when he realized that all of it wasn't really in the script. And for now, we'll have to imagine because while it's been said that the cast filmed his reaction, it can't be found on the internet just yet. One day, we might get a chance to see it. Fingers crossed. Did you know any of these already, dear Shameless fans? And which is better, the UK or the US version of the show? Duke it out in the comments, but keep it clean. And that's got me thinking, would you like to see us compare any other US and UK versions of the same show? Or even investigate any shows that got lost in translation, in transition across the Atlantic? Let us know. Thanks for watching. And you're probably sick of hearing this, so go ahead and just subscribe already to our new channel called Awesome Movies. It's the only way you'll get me to shut up about it. And as always, stay awesome.